Welcome back to Satisfactory. I'm so glad you're here. Hey, I think today we're just going to connect a few things in support of our cooling units. I think I should connect the heat sinks down here. We'll just connect them to this. Ooh. It's going to be an upgrade, but we'll see how that works out, because we need to get cooling units going. Sorry, cooling systems. I'm going to use the right terms these days. There is an alternate, but this version does allow me to use rubber. And I should probably start using some of that rubber, so that's fine. We'll use that. I think we'll just ship these down, back across, and into this area for general inclusion in the factory. At some point, we will have to come back and facade this. Is the infinite lift not the best? I'm going to see if I can squeeze these in, so at least it's reasonable. If I had known I was going to do all this, I would have put in a different wall hole configuration. But it's fine. Luckily, we now have the conveyor wall holes that you can put anywhere on any wall. Except, of course, overlapping another conveyor hole. That's not allowed. Just get this right in here. Wait a minute. Why did the direction change? Okay, it looked like it changed, but maybe it didn't. Or start loading up those heat sinks, preloading if you will. Ooh, do we have room over here? I could use the old. Or short stators? But if I use my B2 version, we're not short stators. I'm gonna use my B2 version. We'll just call it a mid-build upgrade. And this will just be our heat sink export. How are you getting fuel over here? Why are these other ones? They don't seem to require fuel. I wonder if I have this done at a higher level. Yep. Higher level. No doubt this guy needs power before it'll accept fuel. There we go. We'll label this correctly as the heat sink. Looking good. Guys over here taking shots. Okay, that's looking good. We got our heat sinks in place. Now, we've been having trouble with silicone. Or silica. I keep wanting to call it silicone. Silica. Uh-oh. That's not good. We're about to be out of power again. That's what I get for putting in all that nuclear pasta capacity. So I was gonna try to add some more silica to this. I'm pretty sure we're still super low on silica. That's going to be interesting because we're going to have to build pass-throughs here. But for now, we'll leave it floating with the anticipation of fixing it later when we do our beauty pass. Just want to get this facing the right direction, if that's okay. And then over here, we'll say we're gonna import silica. And we'll reclaim this sign. Every bit of quartz counts. No. And we'll call this the Loom Silica import. And I think what we need to, I think if I put a drone on here now, let's think about this. Yeah, we put a drone on here now. We actually might do a swap. Or, yeah, it's a, well, is it a swap? Yeah, it's more of a swap. AI limiter missing? Have I not made AI limiters yet? Man, I'm doing some wacky stuff this playthrough. technically I need 2 for this drone, but I'll probably need 1 more for the other drone, so I'll make 4. Drone. I think it's perfect for it to be all white. AI silica import, fuel and powered. So then we could go to our latest AI silica export and grab the silica from there. Back in the desert. There's obviously plenty of silica to go around. This whole thing was set up almost exclusively to pull in building materials as we needed them. So that's extravagant. Should I have one place for the... I think I am. I think I'm going to have one place for the silicone and a separate one for the silica. I keep saying silicone. One place for the quartz crystal and one place for the silica. Let's just put this right about here on the edge as typically required by me. And then we just got to get this guy some power. Ah, here we go. And this would be our hot silica export to Alloon. aluminum silica import, and then we'll have this guy come back to this one. You, on the other hand, are going to need a starter bit of fuel. Probably should have done that before he took off with one or two items in his inventory. But we got what we got. So the guy just beat me here. And then we've got this silica. And we basically want to integrate we might be able to kind of hurry it up between those two. Maybe we'll go further. This side has the output. It's gonna have to be off a step. And then I think we can just do one or two of these. And then we can just switch it over to the upper level. Probably gonna want to work both levels of this. Let's use a much smaller foundation, shall we? I could connect one side of this exclusively to one side and the other side exclusively to the other. That runs certain risks, but I think it's probably okay. Come on. So we're here to, funny enough, we're here to get the heat sinks added to the factory, which we've done. But now we're trying to get more casing so we can get more frames, so we can get more nuclear pasta. I could get rid of those little stink columns, but I think we're okay. Man, either way, it doesn't work without clipping crazy. I guess if I go up a little bit, kind of meet you in the middle. Well, while both sides are producing, then everybody's gonna get silica, and then internally it's gonna generate a little bit of its own silica. Chances are good I've overloaded this, and we're gonna come back one day and it's gonna be too much silica. Should I hand deliver a little bit of silica? Let's see how bad it is. Though with 2 lines, it should be getting there. One of these days, I will run the numbers. Just not today. Oh, those are all high speed. All right. Let's just drop a little silicon in each of these machines and make a good chunk of casings. Get everybody nice and warmed up, ready to go. There we go. Sadly, that makes us use even more power because that whole quartz crystal factory that we weren't using, now we're using. So that's going to be even more power drain. Looks like we might have to stop for a little infrastructure play. But hey, when both of these land, both of these go in high speed. I wish there was a way I could say if one of these were empty, send half to the other side. I guess I could. I'd basically have to set that up on both sides, which would either nullify it or kind of work. I think we're just going to have to go with this. During times in which two drones land in a relatively close proximity, which this one's always going to be landing because we put two on this side. This one's going to be landing less often. And then I got to remember, we do have some internal silica that's being made. It's pretty much the whole reason why we're here. You know, with a sense of priority mergers, I could probably pull something like this off. But I think it's fine. Let's check our internal silica production. Yeah, it's cranking out just fine. Only thing we have to do is make sure we don't overload this or back this up with aluminum product. Now, one good news is now we're going to start using heat sinks. So that's one release. And then we've got casings. Where the heck did I put the casings? You make them that fast? What? Oh, yeah, they go through pretty quick. I mean, I could probably put a summer sloop on one or two of these and have a pretty good impact. Right, double this. This one's running at 250% at 75%. $250 at 75. 187% efficiency. Yeah. When those drones drop, it's gonna be good stuff, like it is right now. It's just getting enough to keep going. So then I think next time, if we don't choose to figure out, oh, you know what? Let's double check our, I'm kind of curious what our rocket fuel generator is up to. Seems to be working fine, but I'm wondering if there's room for expansion. Is there a way for me to test whether or not there's room for expansion is the question? I'm guessing these are all full. All of these personal rocket fuel storage. Turbo fuel storage is full. Multi-side transfer of fuel is full. I might have room for another rocket fuel circle. No extra turbo fuel though. I guess that gets ripped out, unpackaged, and the package is thrown away. And the only storage for turbo fuel is over here, of which we've got a full storehouse of. Yeah, it looks like we could afford another rocket fuel generator. What little storage we have is full. Plus, each of these has their own storage, and they're all full. So that's definitely telling me something. All right, that might be an easy way to go. That's another 6,000. Another 6,000 fuel, or another 6,000 power. But we'll call it there for now, and we'll plan on either starting in with the cooling system. Let's see what the cooling system actually takes. Heat sink rubber. Yeah, that's good. We need to start using that rubber. A good chunk of nitrogen gas. 150 nitrogen gas per blender. Oof. That's 4 machines per pipe. And then water. So either we get power or we start on the cooling systems in the next episode. Other than that, I think we're doing okay. I've got 9 Mercer spheres. What I really need is 10 summer sloops. That's what I really need, because that would give me another 10% extra power. But that's definitely down the road. Thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. We'll see you next time.